Hello everyone, this is another free video lesson by Sosmali. This time we're going to be discussing candlesticks. It's just another video for beginners. Obviously, if you're more advanced and have more knowledge in trading, this won't be very useful for you. This is for more like people who are just starting out. Basically, we're just gonna go through what are they, their origins, alternative charting methods for doing your analysis, how they work. So, candlesticks basically are bars appearing on a chart that basically serve as a visual representation of both what's happening now and what happened in the past in terms of the chart price. And with candlesticks, you can actually, I believe also other charting methods, but then the way that they work is that they divide that information into different time frames. So for example, if we select the M15 time frame, which is short for the 15-minute time frame, each bar, each candlestick will represent 15 movements of like 15 minutes of chart movement data. You know what I mean? And if you select a daily chart, it'll obviously show you what happened within a day in terms of movement, and it'll represent it within that one candlestick. That's just basically it. So candlesticks actually come from Japan, and in Japan they were popularized by rice traders, and I believe they traded rice, and so they just wanted a more accurate, more current, efficient way of looking at the chart data without wasting too much time, to see the price. And so they created these candlesticks. Its history goes deeper, but uh, my my purpose of this video isn't really to go that much deep into the history of them. But anyway, that Japanese system was then brought to America and made popular by this guy named Steve Nissen or Nyson, whatever the pronunciation is. Now the alternatives to candlestick charting, there are multiple, but the two most popular are the line charts, which you can see here, which is just basically a simple line. We all know this one. It's basically used for basically all forms of data, even in your textbooks in school or university. This is what you usually get, to represent your data for everything. But it's very limited in what it can show you, and to do chart analysis for trading with just the line charts can be quite troublesome, especially if you're someone who does like a lot of trades, like a day trader or swing trader. It's just it isn't really the best way to do your charting. And the other popular alternative is the Western line or the OHLC, which basically it actually represents the same data that you'd find on a candlestick chart. However, I still believe, like and many other people still believe that the OHLC, that the candlesticks are just easier to look at. They look more appealing, and it's quite like you can just see things much quicker. But then obviously the Western line also has its advantages over the candlesticks. I might even do a video on them too. Now, how do candlesticks work? So basically, candlesticks represent four pieces of data within each candlestick, right? It show you the opening price of that individual candlestick depending on the time frame you pick. It'll show you the highest point that it reached, as you can see over here. Then it'll show you the lowest point it'll reach. So you know that this candle open over here, let's say on the M15 chart, so which means uh, a previous 15 minutes would have ended, then this would have started here. Then obviously it sort of made movements in any combination, just kept moving, and this just shows that that's in its movement. This is the lowest point that it reached, and this is the highest point that it reached, but it eventually closed over here. Now, if a candlestick closes above its opening price, it'll be hollow like this, like just empty. Why? But then a lot of but then another popular color that's used is green. So it'll either be green or hollow like this. And a candle, and this here we call a bullish candle, right? And a candle that closes below its opening price will be usually filled in black or painted as red, which is the popular color that I'm sure everyone knows. And it's just the same thing. And each candle that opens exactly at the price where the previous candle closed. And I show this in this example here, where I just basically copy and pasted the same image to show you. So for example, this would have opened over here, you know, moved around, reached there, came down, reached there, and ended up closing here. Then as it closed here, let's say this is on the 30-minute time frame. So for 30 minutes, it just kept on moving up and down, moving until it ended up closing here. Soon as that 30 minutes ended, this one immediately opens here, does its movements, closes. Soon as that closes, this one opens, does the same thing, closes. You see, and it just closes here, and this you see it just goes down, and that's basically what like that full that full visual representation of movements that you always see on trading charts, on Instagram, the internet, wherever, even on a trading platform. It's just that's simply it. Even when you're looking at it live, it's the exact same thing. So yeah, and basically this is just I just decided to just include this as two examples, just as just to show you in a way two of the different variations that can happen with candlestick charts. Obviously, there are many patterns, countless patterns, which I will actually be going through in the coming videos. But these are just two examples. For example, this here is what we call a doji, right? It's where the open and close exactly in this like the same price level. So what you can deduce from this here is that the price opened up here, it went up, that's as high as it reached. When it went down, that's as low as it reached. But in the end, eventually, it closed exactly where it started. Simple as that, nothing special. Candlesticks are really easy to, explain. It even you could explain this literally to a 3-year-old. And yeah, this candle here. Remember what I told you that when they're black filled in, it means that it closed below where it opened, as you can see here, which is another example of a candlestick pattern where the open was here. It did not make any moves any higher than where it opened. So the opening price also is the highest price it reached and within that 30 minutes, keeping to our example. And when it went down, it closed here. So it might have even went down, went back up, did whatever, but eventually the lowest price that it made is the same price that it closed at. But these are just two examples. And once you begin to learn how to look at certain candlesticks, you actually can learn a lot from them. Like for example, if you see this doji, you know that the amount of people that are buying, the bulls, and the amount of people that are selling the bears reached a point of equilibrium, if I can call it that. And the market cannot decide where it wants to go. And this candle here will usually see it, as a good indication of a reversal, maybe at a peak formation high or peak formation low, where you know that, okay, a possible reversal might be coming up. And obviously, we'll mix it with other, confirmations, before you take the trade. You won't just take the trade just because you saw this, because on its own, it's nothing. So yeah. So yeah, that's just a brief rundown, on a breakdown on candlesticks. And In the next video, I'll be taking you through chart patterns, various chart patterns like the M formation, and others, consolidation and others, and how to actually trade them, But please go on to Sosmali at Instagram and go to sosmali.com to check out more videos, articles, and other tools that we offer to traders. Yeah, thank you.